Yo, what's up, guys? Anton here from dropshiplifestyle.com. And today on Dropship Weekly, we're going to be talking about Pinterest versus Instagram for your dropshipping store, which one is better, which one you should use, and how you can use them. A couple things. I got this topic idea from a coaching call that I did last week with my students in Dropship Lifestyle that are part of the Dropship Blueprint. And the question that came up was, what should they do once they're already, they're up, they're running, they're successful with Google Ads? What should they start to put money and time into? So that's what I'm going to share in this. I answered it on the coaching call, but it was a good question. Figured it might help some of you out on YouTube as well and on the blog. One more thing I'll note before we dive into this. My eye, you might realize, looks like I got punched in the face. It's pretty gross. I didn't, but yeah, I'm sure you don't tune in for my good looks anyway. So don't focus on the eye, focus on this and we'll be good to go. But yeah, I'm sure there's going to be some comments. So anyway, guys, let's talk about this and get into today's episode of Dropship Weekly. Okay, so we'll start right in the beginning with your store. Okay, so this is where the money is made. This is Shopify. This is where you want people to go. You want people to spend money. Now, with Instagram, this should be addressed right away. I think every single person, regardless of what type of product that you sell, should be using Instagram for your remarketing. So I'm gonna put it down here and I'm gonna put Insta for Instagram. And basically what this means is when people go to your site and they don't buy, you should be showing them remarketing ads on Instagram, on Facebook. Again, since Facebook owns Instagram, that's all through one platform. This is a no-brainer. This everybody should do from day one. Even if you have like a $5 a day budget, you got to know that 98% of the people that land on your store, the first time they're there, they're not going to buy. So when they leave, get them with Insta remarketing right away. Again, as long as your product type is something that is okay to advertise on Instagram, which for most people that's true, unless you're selling, sex toys or CBD stuff. Now, next thing, right? Well, let's just show here what else could happen. People could go to your website, and this will be a money bag, and they could just buy, right? That 2.5%, 3% of people, they can go there and they could buy. Now, also, maybe this is a little bit more advanced, but I do recommend that for all new customers, for 48 hours after they buy, you're also showing them ads on Instagram, except these ads aren't to get them to buy because they've bought already. So you're creating an audience here of people that recently purchased with you, and you're showing them ads saying, hey, this is Anton from antonseasels.com. Really appreciate your order. Thank you so much for putting your trust in myself and in my company. You should have an email with your order confirmation, and tracking information will be sent out as soon as your order goes out, right? Something simple, something basic like that. It's really good. Not many companies at all do it, so it will stand out. It'll help even increase that relationship between you and your buyer even more, and it will help really just, help you stand out from the masses and also help reduce buyer's remorse. So keep that in mind, okay? But the real way this question came up originally on the coaching call wasn't about back-end stuff. It was about how to get new buyers, how to get people in the front end. And for this, the answer can change depending on what type of store you actually have, meaning what type of products you sell. But for most people, I recommend that you go with Pinterest on the front end. Now, again, this is once you're up and running with Google Ads, you're profitable, everything's rolling, you're looking to kind of invest your time, right? Because time is the biggest resource, even more than money. This is when you're looking to put your time into something else and try to learn a new way to generate revenue. What I really like about Pinterest is there's a lot of desktop use, and yes, people definitely use it on mobile, but there's still a lot of desktop people there, where with Instagram, there really isn't, because how many people use Instagram on the computer? I'd say maybe 1% or less of their user base. So with that, that's a good sign right there. Another thing I really like about Pinterest on the front end is there is some buyer intent there. Now, people aren't just going there to shop, right? It's not like you're going to, Wayfair or Amazon, like, what should I buy? You're going there to start doing research. And a lot of people, the things they pin, the boards they create, they're about ideas for things maybe they want to buy for their wedding, or maybe things they want to buy for their new home or their new office. So there is some intent in there. And the other thing, which is massive, is that with Pinterest, it's all clickable, right? Like, there's links. Links are a big part of it. So if you're, again, the majority of stores, this this would vary from store to store, but the majority, which is what I'm going to focus on, is people that should use Pinterest, and not just make a Pinterest account and not just upload a few different things and hope it works, but put your time into this to learn this platform. Now, this video is not going to be about how to set up the perfect Pinterest account and how to make your pins like stand out. That you could research inside of my training program. That's in our paid social traffic course. But yeah, Pinterest for most people on the front end. Again, there is intent there. A lot of people are using it on desktop, and it is clickable. There's links everywhere. Now, what about Instagram on the front end? Does that mean you shouldn't use it? It means that I think you should start here, master this, get this to be a profitable front end channel. Again, while simultaneously you have Instagram running in the back end. But let me do this. I'll make kind of like Instagram section and a Pinterest, and talk about when each of them are most beneficial, I would say, and kind of the pros and cons. And then I'll also tell you what tools we use to make this all work. So I think that should help a lot of people. So with Instagram, the way that I think of it and the way it really works when you look at it is it's more of a branding play. So when someone takes out their phone, is bored, scrolling through Instagram, they're not there looking to make a purchase. Doesn't mean they won't, but it's really somewhere they're engaging with their friends, their family, and even engaging with brands if you put out the right type of content. So again, it doesn't mean that can't be profitable, but it's more of a long-term strategy. Now, if you're going to use Instagram, something you definitely should do is create your product feed, and again, I'll tell you what tools we use for this, and make shoppable posts. Now, you've probably seen this before if you use Instagram as a consumer, where you see like a different image, and it might have someone holding a coffee cup, and the coffee cup will be clickable, and that'll go to an e-commerce store. Now, if you're going to use Instagram, again, you should be doing that because you want to have that benefit of a link. You don't want to have to tell people link in bio, right? Then have them click on your profile, then go to the bio, then click the link, because what type of intent are you going to get there? So if you have a product that is something that's very visual, that's demonstrable, then you could do Instagram images that are shoppable posts. Again, I'm not going to get into the how of to set this up. I will tell you the tools we use that make it easy. But if you want the step-by-step, go to dropshiplifestyle.com, click on courses, get enrolled, and you'll get the the training from A to Z. Now, of course, like I mentioned up here, I'll just reiterate it. I use RT for retargeting. Use it for retargeting from day one, because the beauty of that is when you're retargeting people here and when you're showing new customers videos, the intent's there. So you don't have to worry about it only being a branding play, because the intent has been established based on how the people found your store. So definitely start that from day one. So let me switch up the colors and we will talk about Pinterest. Pinterest. Okay, so again, the things that I love about this is it's all about links. That's what Pinterest is built on. And again, people have buying intent. And because of that, it's good for front end FE traffic. Now, how can you know if your product, is not Pinterest friendly? Now, it is true that more women than men use Pinterest, but that's changing. If you look at the year-over-year user base growth on Pinterest, it's actually trending up with more men. They still have more women than men, but men are growing. So before you just discount it and think, my buyers aren't there, just go to it. Again, this is something that if you're going to use, I don't recommend you just make a Pinterest board and see what happens. I recommend you research it. You go through the training in the Dropship Blueprint. You actually put time and effort into learning it, and part of that is seeing if your buyers are there and seeing how they already are using it, so you can recreate that with your own store. Now, I told you I would talk about tools, so let me do that. These tools, I think some of them are free, some of them are paid. I'm not really sure. We use all of them. So these tools are either native through Shopify or they are in the Shopify App Store. So first one is called Facebook Product Feed, and this one is by Flexify. By the way, I'll put this all in the notes so you don't have to try to read this handwriting. But Facebook Product Feed by Flexify allows you to basically take all the products that are in your store on Shopify, connect them to your Facebook account, which in turn allows you to connect them to Instagram, because again, it's the same thing. And then you can make these shoppable posts. So that starts with Facebook product feed by Flexify. The next tool I recommend you use, if you decide that Instagram is for you and you're okay with the branding play and having it be a more long-term thing on the front end, then the tool is called, oh, hear that? Sale. The next tool is called Shopify. What is it called? No, it's called Shop Instagram and UGC. UGC stands for user generated content, but this is like something you would put on your site. Maybe if, again, you're big on Instagram, where you could show off different Instagram posts and then it would say, you know, shop this or shop now. And if you were selling, again, coffee cups, someone was holding a coffee cup in the photo, they can click shop and it would take them to that page on your store, allow them to buy it easy. And the last tool that I recommend for this setup, to keep it as easy as possible, is not an app, but it's native in Shopify if you are on the basic plan or higher. And that is just the Pinterest sales channel. And the Pinterest sales channel basically allows you to make the product pins. There used to be shoppable pins, they were called, on Pinterest. They got rid of that. I think it was in October, so when I'm recording this, maybe 4 or 5 months ago. But still, the Pinterest sales channel is still a real thing. Now I think they were depreciated to, it's called product pins. I forget the terminology. But basically, you could have your products on Pinterest, again, linkable. So if you figure out how your audience is on Pinterest already, how they're acting, how they're creating boards, what they're sharing, what they're pinning, you can use this to recreate that with your product catalog, which is really, really good front-end traffic. So what I'll do is post links to all of these, again, below in the description on YouTube. And if you're on dropshiplifestyle.com on the blog right now, I'll have this all like typed out and turned into like a blog post, so it's easier for those of you that want to kind of digest it that way, maybe take notes, and again, get all those links. So hope you found this useful. As always, if you did, please do give this video a thumbs up, leave a comment below. Hope that I wasn't a distraction. Hope you focused on this. And yeah, guys, that's it. I'll see you all next week for the next episode of Dropship Weekly. And if you're watching this and you haven't seen my new webinar yet, you got to check it out. It's like a 2.5-hour in-depth training, so I'll link to that below as well. Definitely check it out. Give me your feedback on that also. Always appreciated. Hope you guys all have an amazing week, make a bunch of money, and I'll talk to you next Tuesday. See ya.